other kinds of space breakers, so that you'll get to meet more people and learn more about them as well. Okay. Who can tell me what a shtetl is? Jared. No, Aryeh, I'm sorry.
It's like a little village.
Like a little village. Okay, anybody have something to add to that? So like the village of North Bay Village on Miami Beach, would you consider that a shtetl?
Yes.
We said yes. Okay, why? Because it's a little village, right? That's what Aryeh said the definition was, and it does meet his definition. So let's see if we can make a little bit of a better definition of a shtetl. Okay?
Jewish village.
A Jewish village. Well, North Bay Village, you know, home of Temple of Moses and some of the other synagogues there might fit that description. Somebody had their hand up. No. You. Stephanie, did you have your hand up?
Yeah, it's like a little Jewish village in like Eastern Europe back in the day.
Ah, okay. A small town or village, mostly in Eastern Europe. Okay. You know, how many of you have seen Fiddler on the Roof? Oh, lots of you. Very good. So that little village of, what was it called? Anatevka. That was a little shtetl.
Everybody from the family, they all run outside, and it was a dirigible, it was a blimp that was flying, they found it later, from Warsaw to Moscow, St. Petersburg. But no one had ever seen anything in the sky before except birds. And the rabbi said, "Taki, it's a pig." That's his one story. Second story, it's a knee slapper, but it's a true story. The Remashal in Krakow, when we were there this past summer, there was a young lady there with a Jewish star. She looked like she was maybe 21, maybe 20 years old, and she was selling tickets to go inside the synagogue. And there were 18 of us from my synagogue, and we were there. Everybody commented, "Look, a young Jewish girl in Poland, with a Jewish star." So I asked her, she spoke very nice English, "Are you Jewish?" And she got really flustered. She got like exactly as red as your shirt, really flustered and just kind of, yes. And my wife showed she covered it immediately. She said, no, we're all Jewish here, and I would kind of make a joke of it and go on. And so my wife showed, went back to her afterwards and apologized for my, I guess, faux pas. And she said, well, actually, one of my grandfathers is Jewish. And the rest of the family isn't. So she was asked, why are you wearing a Jewish star? She said, because I'm drawn to it. I feel like I am. And I'm studying with one of the rabbis in the university. But we're going to find on this trip, even though I know it's going to be my first one, but having been in another, you're going to find glimmerings, just like you're going to see here in this video, of things that were in bits and pieces. Not everybody in the shtetl in Eastern Europe was Orthodox. There were communists, there were anarchists, there were Zionists, there were secularists, there were people who only wanted to speak Hebrew, there were just plain Yiddishists, there were just plain Jews who just did their thing. All kinds. Just like us.
What your Hebrew name is. So usually have a Hebrew name, and if you don't, there's no reason why you can't work on that. I can tell you how you do it. Now, so do you get a feeling now about the things that are Jewish? Let's say we take every other one and we take it out of this list. So we erase every other one. What would change? What would change, guys? What would change? Should I sing the Jeopardy song? Come on. What would change?
Our structure, our being, our passing things down, our values.
What if we change every fourth one?
It still does.
It still would change? And what if it was all wiped out?
We disappear.
When was all this wiped out? When? Did we disappear?
No.
But can you understand how all these are so important to you? Something so valuable to you that then this is taken away, step by step. Your very identity, your very connections are taken away. Yes?
It's something important that I hope nobody forgets. This is not the first time or the last time. Hopefully it is the last time. But we've been faced with wipeout and Holocaust through history. For instance, the Cossacks, before Hitler even thought about it, actually they destroyed more Jews, percentage-wise, than Hitler did.
100,000 Jews.
Exactly. So that I think it's important for the kids to understand that this has been an ongoing process. And we've survived, which is more important.
And we're here. And we here.
Yiddish newspapers. How many English newspapers do we have in South Florida that come out daily? Anybody know? What are they? The Sun Sentinel? The Herald. Okay, well, but that would be for Palm Beach. If we wanted to talk about Broward today, if we wanted to just talk about Broward, it's the Sentinel and the Herald. So our whole concept of our culture is so changed. Now, we could argue, yes, it's the internet and we get our news differently on television and all that, but the sense of what these 14 Yiddish newspapers included had a lot to do with culture and history and poetry and not just news. It was so much more than that. So, now that we've kind of agreed that just about everything minus Marxist living and buying Israeli products, nobody said that one, Michal Mavrin wasn't around then, everything else could be from before the Holocaust, correct? Okay. So, now what I want you to do is, as we watch this movie, look at the next column that's on the paper, listen for information about the following places in the video, echoes that remain, and note some of them. Whenever you hear the mention of Warsaw, Krakow, the Ramah Shul, Shtetl life, or cemeteries, anything that refers to that, write that down. Just a couple random words. Then, write down some tombstone symbols, because we're going to see tombstones. Those are the headstones that are on graves. In Florida, we don't often see those, because it's usually flat. But in Europe, that was the common way that how people were buried. Write down some tombstone symbols and what they mean. And then the last one, write down some examples of humor or frustration that you're going to hear about. Okay,